Oh, so I think I mentioned it in a previous episode that the animated Lord of the Rings movie is happening.
Yeah.
And I saw it.
Oh, you saw it? Was it good?
I saw it. It was great.
Oh, lit. Maybe I'll go
It
watch
was so good. Well, so it was like, first of all, you don't need to know anything about Lord of the Rings lore, like at all. It takes place 200 years previous to the movie, or like before the actual like mainline story characters.
Yeah.
And so nobody's like actually in it that matters, that, like for the, watching the previous movies or whatever, which is really cool for people that haven't seen them all.
That is good.
Certain parts of the animation were like, I'm like, that looks a little wonky to me, but I kind of figured it must be part of the like style that the team was going for.
Right.
And so once you kind of get past that, like, I thought it was really fun. The voice acting was great. The story was interesting and unique.
Yeah.
It had a couple twisting points that were nice. And it brought back a couple of the original voice actors from the actual show. They're playing different characters, but that was cool.
Nice.
And it looked good. The only thing that I really didn't like about the animation was that they used like close to realistic fire.
Just dropped a PNG
right?
in there.
Yeah, and it's like it's like well animated fire, but it looks out of place when the rest of it is like actual animation.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird, but everything else looked good.
That's good. Yeah, it looks pretty solid. I see what you're saying about it looking a little uncanny. I think that comes with when Americans make anime, because they make anime to make anime instead of just making a show or movie.
Yeah, that's fair. And there were like, I'm sure if you end up watching it, you'll kind of notice a couple of them. Like, oh, this it looks a little off at times, but like it not bad. At least not to me. I didn't think anything was bad. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird there in particular spots, but it didn't hinder my enjoyment of it. And it's very Tolkien-y without like shoving the like lore and like name drops down your throat.
Yeah.
They did like drop a couple names at the end. They dropped 2 of the wizard names. Not that that's really a spoiler.
Oh, big wizards.
Yeah, so they came up. They also, this is a slight spoiler, not really though. So Saruman is like and he's the like one of the wizards in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And he's the Saruman the White. And a big thing about this movie was like, oh, Saruman's going to be in it, and they're using Christopher Lee, his actual voice, and he's the actor that played Saruman.
Yeah.
He has one line. It's not a long line. I don't even remember what it was. It was so brief.
Amazing. I caught it.
And so the character, something that is relevant is Christopher Lee is dead.
Oh.
And so they used unused lines from Lord of the Rings.
I see.
They asked his wife's permission, and they're like, hey, we want to have your husband in this film. Can we use his lines from Lord of the Rings? And she's like, yeah, absolutely, go for it. And so he's a credit in the thing. He shows up for less than 30 seconds, and he has one line.
Fascinating.
And I'm just like, why like make this sort of like, it wasn't really a hook, but they did advertise it more than normal.
Maybe a bunch of it ended up on the cutting room floor, and the advertisers didn't know that.
Yeah, that could be.
Because they did something similar with the Black Panther, I think 2, where they're like, yeah, he's in it, and then he was like barely in it because they changed their mind at the last second.
I see. That makes sense. That you're probably right. I didn't actually think about that, because then the funny thing is, so there's Eowyn as a character in Lord of the Rings, and she's doing like this voiceover for the intro.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So they brought the original actress back, and then they have Merry and Pippin, who are 2 of the hobbits, the sort of comedic relief. They brought those 2 actors back, and they're playing orcs.
Oh, nice. Switch up.
But I didn't know that until I listened to them. Like, why didn't they advertise these guys?
Right.
They're like, not as big names as Christopher Lee, but they're alive.
They are indeed, and they're there, and they were actually in it.
And they're very popular, like especially the 2 hobbits, like they're great. Anyways, worth checking out if you like animation or just good movies or whatever. I thought I would have to go to New York City to watch it.
My God.
Which is a 3-hour bus ride.
Yeah.
But luckily there's a like classic theater that shows not like the mainstream Hollywood ones.
Yeah.
But they show like a variety of stuff. Like that's where I went to see The Boy and the Heron, the Studio Ghibli movie.
Nice. That worked
and
out.
So and so it's 15 minutes. It's like right next to my work too. So it was super nice. And I'm like, thank God I didn't have to go to New York because I was about to buy a bus ticket until I checked there.
Convenient. I mean, I did that once.
Oh yeah, you watched Your Name, right?
No, it was, what was it? Fuck.
What was it? I thought it was
the
Your
fire
Name.
one, the firefighter one.
A firefighter one?
Promare.
Oh yeah, I thought you saw Your Name too.
Now that one was luckily playing locally.
Oh okay. Fair enough. Yeah, go check it out. I rate it. We're not going to do a whole episode about it, but I rate it a solid 9 out of 10.
Nice.
I enjoyed it. It didn't like wow me, but there were no like astoundingly negative parts, and I feel like that gives it a step up.
Yeah.
Like it was just good. I liked it. It was cool.
That tracks. I approve.
Yeah, I liked it. But moving on to the meat and potatoes of this week.
Woo!
This is Your Ridiculous. I messed up the intro. Welcome back, everybody, to Your Ridiculous. Well, that's how we always say it. My name is Luke. I'm one of your hosts, as always. With me, your other host, Wolf.
Woo, that's me.
I was trying to carry on for a second, but it sounded so off that I had to reset.
He was wrong. The vibes were off.
Wait a second. I lost what the next thing I was supposed to say. The vibes were off. I had to reboot. Last week, we did the nominees for the Game of the Year awards.
Indeed.
Naturally, we're going to be going over the Game Awards recap.
Yeah, the winners.
We'll be talking about all the winners.
And more.
And more. Though not as much about the losers this time.
This time.
But we'll see. We'll get right into it. Did you watch the Game of the Year awards this year?
I didn't watch it. I kept up with it through Twitter.
Was mostly my consumption as well. I watched like 5 minutes of it. And I'm like, oh wow, this looks good. And then I watched something else.
Yeah.
And I was reading a lot of the rage on Twitter about it.
Yeah, that too. See, because last year it was just so disappointing, I didn't bother tuning in. Because it was just a trailer show.
It was a trailer show, and it was also incredibly obvious about who were going to win. The past 2022 and 23 were like far and away the most predictable, at least in my opinion, game awards for the one that most people care about, which is Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Or at least care the most about. And obviously it was Elden Ring and
The Last of Us.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, that was the other year.
Yeah, that was also an obvious one.
Yeah.
And then even before that, we had God of War.
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok, which again, another obvious one. So even past 3 years almost. However, this one, we'll get right into it with the first award, Game of the Year. I think we both voted, or at least I voted for Elden Ring that was going to win.
Yeah.
I don't remember like all the specifics about who I wanted to win, but I remember thinking Elden Ring was going to win.
Right, yeah. I voted for Astrobot because I wanted it to win because it was funny.
Right.
And then it won.
And then it won.
We are in the funniest timeline. What do you mean it won?
People are so mad that it won. So I don't know if you heard this. I saw this on Twitter today. Alana Pierce, who used to work at Sony Santa Monica and for Funhouse and all these other different things. She was sitting behind or in front or next to, so she was close by the Black Myth Wukong team because they're also the Sony team.
Yeah.
And so she used to work with Sony, so like that's where her seat was.
Yeah.
And she could hear that one Astrobot 1, the Wukong team was crying. Like someone from she didn't know who it was, but she said on stream that she could hear someone from the Wukong team crying.
Oh my god.
That is
and that devastated.
I'm like, yeah, that is tragic for them. I did not think it was ever possible that Black Myth Wukong would win.
Yeah. But to lose to Astrobot.
to lose to Astrobot. Okay. Is it worse to lose to Astrobot, which admittedly is a very good game.
Yeah,
if you haven't played it, it's really cool. If you like platformers and puzzles and stuff. Is it worse to lose to Astrobot, or is it worse to lose to a DLC?
I think it's worse to lose to a DLC, honestly.
I agree. With
Half
you.
a game.
I don't think actually. I agree. I don't think losing to Astrobot is actually that bad because like the game is just good.
Yeah.
It's just funny that it won. Like a game like that has admittedly no business winning.
Yeah, it doesn't look like all the other games. It's cute. It's a puzzle game. But honestly, it's had a platformer. Presence.
Right. It has a presence. It had a personality, which is you can say more about it than any of these other ones. Like maybe Balatro has its own, personality and stuff too, but like that's not winning above the other ones. Balatro has its own categories which it could win in, and we'll get to those. It's not beating these other ones.
Yeah. It's got a cult following.
Exactly. And so like I'm glad Astrobot won. I didn't vote for it, but I'm glad it won. Best game direction.
Naturally, that also went to Astrobot, as it also always usually goes to the Game of the Year winner. It might as well combine these two.
Yeah. We said that last time in our previous episode. These really should just be combined because it's almost always back to back.
Yeah.
Very rarely. This tracks. I think this is actually one where I did vote for Astrobot. Interestingly enough, but yeah. Best narrative.
Best narrative went to Metaphor Refantagio, the game no one's heard of.
Apparently, a lot of people wanted this to win Game of the Year. Like, more. I'm hearing more like stands for this game than I am for the Elden Ring.
Those people are sheep. They just like it because it's a Persona ripoff.
I agree with you. And I'm just like, okay, I guess this one best narrative, sure.
Can't possibly be that good.
I don't know. Now, I will say that, like, us not hearing about it before, or up until now, is not indicative entirely of the game. But, like, our sphere of influence, or the people that influence us, is quite large.
Yeah. I've asked other people, too. They don't know what it is.
Exactly. I've also asked other friends. I've checked many other, like, gaming Twitters or famous streamers, and they really haven't touched it. So I don't know. I mean, congrats, but moving on.
Yeah.
Best score in music.
You missed one.
No, I didn't. Oh, best art direction.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Best art direction. Also went to Metaphor Refantagio, and I guess
because
compared to what it's up against,
I don't know. I feel like Astrobot could have won this one.
Yeah, it could have.
Or Neva. Neva could have won this one.
Yeah, that was pretty. I forgot about it. But the other two...
Neva was really pretty.
You know how I feel about the other two. Aesthetic-wise.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. We talked about those last week. If you're ever curious about this, some of the stuff, just watch last week's episode. It'll cover everything.
You should be watching every single one, frankly.
You should be. This is the recap of all, just the announcement. Now we get to best score in music.
Yeah. That one went to Final Fantasy 7, Rebirth.
7.
Rebirth.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Sure.
I guess, like, I think Astrobot probably is more deserved, but, like, it's fine.
I guess Final Fantasy probably has, like, high effort, like a orchestra and stuff, real composers.
They do. I mean, it's very good. Like, they are one of the, at least, people on this list that deserve to win. So that's fine. Best audio design.
This one went to Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. Sure.
Another game I've never heard of.
Yeah, same.
So, congrats.
Congrats to you.
I bet a game like Hellblade would have good audio design, that track. Although I thought the Astrobot had... I think I voted for Astrobot on this one.
I think I thought I was going to vote for Call of Duty.
No, that was for the inclusivity one.
Oh yeah, but this one too, because all the satisfying clicks and noises.
We did say that, yeah. Oh, that's right. I voted for Call of Duty because of that. I think I literally had the discussion where you convinced me. It's like, oh no, you're right. All the clicks and triggers and everything. It's like very ASMR satisfying.
Love it.
Best performance.
This one went to Melina Jurgens from Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Congrats to her.
Congrats. Moving on.
Yeah.
Innovation and accessibility.
This one went to Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. cool.
I guess.
I know. Well, this one, I don't think this was the one we were like torn about. Like, oh, it's between these two.
Yeah. So the ones that we had talked about were Call of Duty and it was Diablo and Call of Duty. And so I'm just reading a quick article here. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown took home the Innovation and Accessibility Award this year, published by Ubisoft. The game offers features like high contrast visuals, which every game has.
Yeah.
Adjustable difficulty levels, which most games have. Disabled screen shake and special guided mode to make it more inclusive. This is a farce.
This is What?
This is bullshit. These are the reasons it won. Again, watch last week where I break down why 2 of the other games deserve to win way more.
Insane. What on earth?
Actual insanity. If this is all they did.
I was waiting for like the big one that you're gonna list, and then nothing came.
Right, because like a lot of these, the other 2 games that I broke down, Call of Duty and Diablo, had them, plus those other 2 really big ones.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's actually wild.
I think most games have objective markers and the ability to like crank them up.
Yeah, and difficulty settings. All games have a high contrast visual mode. You can scale down your visual settings based on your PC's performance, or even console's performance, honestly. Bullshit. Rigged. The first one I'm actually upset about.
Aim assist. I guess that's technically accessibility.
I guess, but like, come on, these aren't like new and crazy features. These are just like baseline things that most games have this time of, like.
They're just standard.
Right, that's what.
Even Overwatch has colorblind mode, high contrast mode.
Yeah, right. Wild. Anyways, games for Impact.
This one went to Neva. That makes sense. I'm just glad you go to Life is Strange.
Yeah. What was your reasoning for not wanting that one again?
I just hate the game. Remember? The only impact Life is Strange has had is pissing me off.
I think Neva was one of the... Indica was the Russian demon nun.
Yeah.
But Neva is a good one. Best ongoing game.
This one went to Helldivers 2. That tracks. We said that.
Yeah, we did. Well done. Deserved, honestly. Best community support.
This one went to Baldur's Gate 3, as we predicted.
Yep, no surprise here. I think the only other one I mentioned was either Helldivers or No Man's Sky.
And No Man's Sky has gotten it enough. No more props to
agreed. Yeah. They're literally just like doing all these community updates to release the game they promised. Best independent game.
This one went to Balatro, to no one's shock.
Yes!
I should play this.
Finally, some recognition. A goated game.
Indeed.
So cool. Roguelike poker. It's so interesting.
That's the key, genre mashing.
I know, right? Anyways, I was very happy. This, I think, is where I tuned in because I was really curious about it.
Oh, nice.
So that was very cool to see. Best debut indie game.
This one also went to Balatro.
This is another category that honestly should just be combined.
Yeah, what's the point?
They almost always win back to back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool because they get, I guess separate awards, and sometimes the nominations are different. We actually have quite a few different ones here, but oftentimes the winner gets back to back.
Indeed.
Best mobile game.
Oops, I clicked away. Best mobile game also went to Balatro.
This one is a little surprising just because like Pokemon is on here.
Yeah, I guess Balatro was that good.
Balatro again deserves. So
I didn't even know it was a mobile game. It didn't feel like one that should be one.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to mobile games, I'll be honest. I just like, between all the consoles and a PC, it's just like, why am I gaming on my phone?
This technically isn't their debut game. They made Dave the Diver.
They did.
Cheaters! There's no order.
Although, so
And Dave the Diver's not even an indie game.
That's why this is. I was just going to ask you that. This is why it's their debut indie game.
Ah, okay. I can accept it.
Because Dave the Diver, even though it's under the same studio, is not published by them or whatever.
Yeah. I'll let it slide.
So that's why. But I was just going to ask you when you said that. Yeah. Dave the Diver, also a good game.
It is. I have it.
Pretty cool. Best VR AR game.
This went to Batman Arkham Shadow. Sure.
Neat.
It's a Batman.
Best action game.
That one with Black Myth Wukong. There's their win.
Oh, congratulations.
They can wipe away those tears.
Bottom of the list where you belong. Congratulations. Best action adventure game.
Astrobot.
Hell
obviously.
yeah. How Star Wars Outlaws even made it on this list, I'll never know.
They paid their way on.
Fucking disgrace of a game. Also, shout out to Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom being on here. It's a great game, but like, come on, it's not winning.
And I'm here too.
Literally. Best RPG.
This one went to Metaphor Refantasio. Sure. It's Persona 5.
Yeah, exactly. Sure, of course it won. Persona's great. Best fighting game.
This went to Tekken 8. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the only other one I think that realistically could have won would be Multiverses.
Ah, yeah.
Which is a pretty cool one.
The meme on that one wore off.
Yeah, that's probably why Tekken 8 won, just because, like, of the fighting games here, it's definitely the most popular.
Yeah.
And, like, actually has a competitive scene.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure... Marvel vs. Capcom might, just because, like, people love sucking Marvel's dick.
I think it's an artificial one like Overwatch's was.
Yeah, I can see that. Best family game.
What's Astrobot, much to my surprise.
Agreed. They're really, like, you know, raking home the awards.
Yeah, it beat 3 Nintendo games.
It's true. Surprising. Kind of. But, again, congrats to them.
Indeed.
Fuck the Plucky Squire. Useless shit game. Best sim strategy game.
This one went to Frostpunk 2. Guess I gotta play it now.
Finally time, huh?
Yeah.
Best sports racing game.
EA Sports FC 25.
You're telling me an EA game won a sports category?
Shocking.
No way.
Wow. Who could have seen that coming?
I know. Wow. Moving on. Best multiplayer game.
This one went to Helldivers 2. Shout out to them. I knew they were still alive.
Shout out to them. Yeah, they're doing well. They got, I think, 2 out of the 3 of their nominations.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. It was a hell of a couple months. And they're still going strong, must be.
Yeah, it's funny how different all these multiplayer games are. Like, yes, they all technically could be tagged multiplayer, but they're all multiplayer in different ways.
We mentioned that with Tekken 8. Like, that is not a multiplayer game. You literally need a real opponent to even play it.
2-person game.
Come on. Like, that does not count. There's no... And the same with Black Ops, you could do, like, zombies with friends and stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, come on. That should not count. It should be, like, best shooter or something. God. But yeah, it is pretty funny. Here we go. Best adaptation.
This one went to Fallout, as we predicted.
Okay, so the funny thing is that I don't remember if it was like producer or writer or some big wig on the Fallout team gave like the speech, and he's like, I was thinking about what I should say to Ella Purnell, who's the main character in Fallout, when she won the award or when her and the team won the best adaptation award for Arcane. He's like, I was trying to think about what to tell her. Because she's Jinx in Arcane.
Yeah, she's both of them.
Right. And so it's like, it's really funny that he's like, I didn't even think Fallout was going to win over Arcane because of how good Arcane is.
Yeah.
But we both said, or maybe I said it and you agreed with me, that like Fallout is an adaptation and Arcane is more just a story with a character.
Yeah. So all you people on Twitter coping about how actually Arcane is an adaptation of Runeterra and it's accurate to that. Fuck you, no it's not. It says League of Legends on the box.
Exactly, 100%.
Not a good adaptation. Good show. Bad adaptation.
Yeah, exactly. Great show. Bad adaptation. And no one would want to watch like the well, maybe they would, but it would be entirely different if there was a real League of Legends adaptation.
Yeah.
Like it would be some like war-torn arena show.
It would. It'd be like Squid Games, but magic.
Exactly. It would be. Your grandfather would be having like Vietnam flashbacks as he's sitting in the recliner. Most anticipated game.
Naturally, it went to Grand Theft Auto 6.
It literally could not have been anything else.
Yeah, no.
We have been waiting, what 10 years? 12 years?
Yeah. I don't think it's coming out on its announced date.
It's absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Oh, man.
But it could not have been anything else. If it was anything else, it would have been rigged.
Yeah.
Content Creator of the Year.
This one went to Queso.
It did. Congrats.
Shout out to him.
He's the only one I know on here. Best esports game.
Naturally, it went to League of Legends, riding off the coattails of Arcane.
Again. They've won many times, and they'll continue to keep winning.
They sure will.
Best esports game, or athlete.
And this was a faker, as you said.
Obviously. Once again, so this might be, like, if anybody else won in this category, this would be, like, the most rigged shit I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
I'm not, like, a League of Legends fan. I don't follow the esport at all. But, like, this is, like, probably, like, the best esports player, like, ever.
This guy's built different. He is that guy.
He is him. So, yeah, it had to be him. If, again, rigged otherwise. Congrats. Deserved very much. Best esports team.
And this went to T1 from League of Legends.
And I believe that's his team.
Yeah, riding off his coattails.
Absolutely. That's it.
That's the Game Awards 2024.
Overall thoughts?
Solid. It looks like they tried to be a bit more entertaining this year. They had the Muppets doing commentary.
Yep, that was actually quite funny. I did see a couple clips of those.
Actually, that's all I remember. The Muppets doing commentary.
Oh, yeah, overall it was like more... I think they realized they got a lot of criticism for being like a game advertised, like being E3 basically.
Yeah.
And so they tried to do more of the awards and stuff. So that was good. However, someone on YouTube or on social media in general clipped the entire Game Awards and took out all the ads and all the, commentary and everything and just did the awards and the acceptance speeches. It was a 4-hour show, the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Would you like to know, take a guess at what they clipped it down to?
45 minutes.
Yes. It was like 52 minutes total.
Insane.
Like I'll give it to you. Yeah. They probably even cut, they could probably cut some of those acceptance speeches a bit more because I'm not sure if they counted like walking up to the stage or whatever. So it could be even more.
That's amazing.
It's incredible. So they still got some work to do, but it was better than last year, I think. Now we're going to get into the other half of the Game Awards alongside our question of the week from Rain.
This week's
Wolf, what do we got?
Question of the week from Rain is, what announced or upcoming games are you looking forward to? Topical.
Yes. So, even more than the Game Awards are the game announcements. Well, there were quite a bit.
There's 3 hours of them.
Yeah, there sure are. Anything that immediately caught your eye as it was announced?
I guess, where'd it go? I gotta look at it. It was that Thick as Thieves looked pretty cool.
That one did look cool. It's a multiplayer sort of new game take on Thieves, the old Thief game.
Yeah.
That one looked cool. I was surprised that Turok is getting like a remaster sort of new game. Because this game, like Turok's fucking old as hell.
Yeah.
So I was surprised it's getting a new one, but like a lot of people are excited for it.
That's good. Dave the Diver's getting an expansion. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, expansion? I thought it was. Okay, I guess expansion. Fair enough. That is cool. I'm quite excited for Split Fiction, which is a new co-op adventure game made by the same people that made It Takes Two.
Nice.
So that's going to be pretty cool.
Can't wait to play 75% of that game and then ditch it.
We're going to finish it one day, I swear. We're going to finish it. Because it's a great game. We both love it.
We did.
It's fun. We killed that elephant.
We did indeed. Ripped her apart. Mutilated her.
We're going to finish it. And then we're going to play Split Fiction because it looks cool. Outer Worlds 2 is getting Outer Worlds is getting a sequel.
I haven't played that one. I heard it was good.
I'm the same way. I haven't played it, but everyone says it's great.
The Stupendia made a really good song for it.
Did they?
Yeah.
I'll have to give it a listen. What else? There were a couple more things. Oh yeah, Turok Returning as a co-op dinosaur hunting action adventure game.
Wow. Monster Hunter walk so Turok could run.
It's true. Oh, game I'm really excited for that I didn't know they actually announced until I read this article. Slay the Spire 2.
Ah, yeah, I know.
Slay the Spire.
Yeah,
Slay the Spire is a roguelike deck builder game. Really cool. Very like easy to play, hard to master. There's a lot of decisions that you can make in the game. A ton of visual updates just from the trailer.
Nice.
And one thing that I want to talk about that Slay the Spire does well is they show actual gameplay footage of the games being released. Unlike all these cinematography trailers that literally show nothing about the game.
Yeah, that's right.
It's my most tilting thing. Was that what it was, by the way?
It was that and the fact that they all look the same. And they all look the same because they're not gameplay.
Thank you. We had discussed that, like, I have something to complain about a lot of these trailers. And Wolf's like, I already know what it is, I think. And I'm like, I bet you do. They all look the same, and none of them show gameplay footage.
They don't.
Like, none of these games look the way these cinematog... Well, what's the word?
Cinematography. So the cinematics.
Yeah.
Like, it's always a different style completely.
Thank you. Yeah. It's not at all like the game. They're just making cinematics for trailers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool, but like, show me the fucking gameplay footage, please.
Show me a little. What's the gameplay loop? Show me anything.
Even if it's like, show me even alpha footage. Like, obviously, if you're announcing the game, you have something to show.
Yeah.
Anyways,
well, Overwatch 2 didn't have anything to show.
Always do it. What's that?
Overwatch 2 didn't have anything to show when they announced.
Who cares? They're dead.
They announced, and then I saw like a job posting for like a storyboard artist for Overwatch 2. I'm like, that is literally step 1. They haven't completed step 1.
They're announcing. Well, that's just like, yeah, they've gone down this road before. Announcing shit too early.
And going back how everything looks ugly and the same, I think the most damning example is Borderlands 4, which I didn't know was getting another one, but it doesn't look like a Borderlands game. Where's the style? Where's the outline?
Where's the the like comic book style?
Yeah. Ridiculous.
It looks frankly ugly when you compare it to a Borderlands game.
You've lost the plot.
Right, like you've lost the charm of Borderlands. That's the whole point. I'm not looking for something like super high tech game. I want like the cartoony, comic booky, like hand drawn aesthetic.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Tragic. One game I am quite excited for, and that they did, I think, actually show gameplay footage of, which is called Dispatch.
Dispatch.
It's a superhero, like, you play as a retired superhero, and your goal is to send current superheroes out to missions based on, like, how well you think they'll do.
Oh.
But it's also, like, a narrative game, and, like, what's the, like, dialogue choice game, where, like, a prompt
RPG
game,
simulation.
Yeah,
dating sim
game. Yeah, it's kind of like a dating sim, but like without the dating. It's just the sim.
What's the word? What's the Telltale game?
Yeah, it's a Telltale game. It looks a lot like a Telltale game, but it also has Aaron Paul, who played Jesse in Breaking Bad.
Ah.
It has Jeffrey Wright, who I'm not sure who that is exactly, but also has Laura Bailey, who is a very famous voice actress.
Jacksepticeye!
Yep, it's got a really good cast of people in it.
Nice.
It looks really cool.
Dot Squad.
And it looks unique.
It does. I like the way it looks.
It looks very cool. I like that one of the things that they showed is his Twinkie getting crushed. And no, that's not sexual. An actual Twinkie. One of the prompts that you can ask the guy is, you owe me another Twinkie.
Sure does. They don't even make those anymore. They're extinct.
I know. Retired Twinkies.
That sounds solid. There's like games, another game like that, but it's like you're just like a police dispatcher. And it's pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. It looks pretty cool. And like, I think part of the storyline is like this retired dude getting sort of back into being a superhero.
Yeah.
Because he honestly looks like a fucking alcoholic. He might not be, but he's actually looks depressed.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the storyline that they're going for. So I'm excited to play this one.
Do they have a release date?
I'm not sure. It just says an up and coming game.
Of course not.
They never release the title.
My biggest pet peeve.
I know. Well, it's it just says 2025.
Ow! Yeah. I mean anything.
Yep, agreed. But like they actually showed quite a bit of gameplay footage, so I imagine it should be like. I doubt it's first quarter, but I could see second or third quarter.
Okay, I guess that's okay. I'll allow it.
So I think that's my most anticipated release is Slay the Spire 2 and Dispatch.
Nice. It's not on here, but I only found out about it through the Game Awards. But Death Stranding 2?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did see a few things on Twitter about that. And it looks I'm excited for it. There's not much like to look at.
Speaking of Twitter, we got the anti-woke mod losing their fucking mind over The Witcher 4.
Oh my god, people are so upset that a woman is being made as the main character.
How dare you make me play as a woman?
Damn. Like, was this not, like, foreseen?
Right?
The whole games were setting this up.
Right? It's literally, if anything, the games are about her.
Yeah. She's like obviously it's through Geralt's eyes, but she is the character.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Of course this was going to happen. Even, like, the whole point is, like, him training her.
Yeah. Was he going to train her for nothing?
You need more Witchers. Well, I guess people are upset, like, because Witchers can't be female.
I quoted it.
Like,
nonsense.
Yeah, agreed.
That was like an artificial rule, not like a law of nature.
Right. And it's not like the fucking Witcher, like, group has much of an option, considering how few of them there are.
Yeah.
If you watched, what was that Netflix? The Wolf something?
The Wolf.
It was the Witcher Wolf. Hang on, I'll find it. Oh, Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf.
Ah.
It was the story about why there's like so few Witchers now.
Ah, see, they even explained it.
Yeah, it was an hour and a half animation, or animated film on Netflix. It's very, very good. Fantastic animation and really, really good storyline. And it explains why there's so few Witchers. So it's not like they have much room to complain.
Right. Oh, I know what they're going to do. They're going to pull the wokest move yet, and she's going to be trans. Now, the Witcher's a guy again.
Yeah, then they're not going to know what to do. They're like, oh, which do I fight over?
Their brains are going to explode.
They're literally just going to, like, combust. They're just not going to, like, they're going to be, like, fighting which, like, path do we take? Do we, like, you know, it's a woman, but she's trans. It's like, oh, God. And then they're just going to split in two.
Yeah, rip it off.
Yeah, exactly. That's easily, like, the thing that people are fighting over the most, at least for what was announced.
Yeah.
They are not happy.
Thing to fight about.
I know, right? Like, who cares? If it's a good game, then if it's good. But if it's a shit game, like, it's not because she's a woman.
Yeah, it's because we're on the fourth fucking Witcher.
Right. It's just, like, if it ends up being bad, which who knows? Like, Witcher 3 was quite good. But it won't be because she was a woman. Like, that'll have zero merit. Oh, and then Elden Ring.
Oh, yeah.
Elden Ring Night Rain has a co-op spin-off.
Oh, wow.
People are also quite excited for this.
Gonna get pissed off at each other together.
I know, right? I'll probably play it with some friends, but like the FromSoft games aren't really my style.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might be cool, but
my will to play falls off eventually.
Quite quickly, I'll be honest. Although, there is a much higher, like, barrier to entry when you're playing with other people.
And yeah.
Or, like, willingness to play.
Yeah. They gotta stand each other.
I'm certainly not playing alone. Fuck that. So I'm excited to see how they do this. Should be cool.
We shall see.
Yeah, but that's all I have.
Same.
Yep. Solid Game Awards this year, better than last year, but they still have room for improvement.
They learned, and now they need to learn a little more.
They do. A little bit more. That's about it. Wolf, take it away.
I'm Wolf, taking things away. Thank you for watching episode 144 of You're Ridiculous. Woo. If you liked all that, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified of the next episode. If you're watching on a podcast website, be sure to hit the plus and give us 5 stars to support this show. You can follow us across the internet, the main cast at ridiculous_cast on Instagram and Twitter. You follow Lucas at 7angry with an E, and you follow me at Rainbow Does without the W. We hope to see you guys all again next week, but until then, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.